Hi guys, welcome back to the weird side of YouTube. I'm your host, author DC Knipe, and this is the Writing Rainbow, the show where I talk about all kinds of writing. My writing, your writing, give writing advice. I talk about my style of writing, the style that I like to read, the writing of books, movies, video games, anything about writing. And today, I wanted to talk about a subject that has really near and dear to my heart. And as you can tell from the title, it is my belief, in my opinion, that writers should not be, well, authors specifically, should not be reading their own book reviews. That reviews are for readers and not writers. So let's get weird. Alright, first and foremost, I don't understand why authors read their own book reviews. Every time I ask them, they're like, well, how are you going to get, constructive criticism? You should have gotten that from your beta readers before you published. Once you've published, that book is out there. Even if you remake the book, like I am working on a remake of one of my own books, that first product that you released is always going to be, some person's first impression of you, and we all know how important first impressions are. So you looking for book and your own book reviews for constructive criticism is not doing you any favors. You should have gotten constructive criticism from your friends, your family, your beta readers, your ARC readers. Well, not even ARC readers, just beta readers, sensitivity readers if you need them. You can't skip any of these steps and then just go right to book reviews and want to read them. I don't know any reviewer. I do have friends that are book reviewers that are avid readers. When they're writing a review, they're not writing it at the author. It is at people who want to read that book. And especially on YouTube, sometimes book reviewers might get a little, critical and mean sometimes for views. That's another reason why you should never really read or look at your own book reviews, because as artists, at least for me, I'm speaking for myself right now, I'm a very sensitive person. If someone's going to be attacking my art, I don't want to be looking at that. I don't want to be looking at that at all. If someone wants to send me some constructive criticism on it, that's more than welcome, and that is very wanted by me. However, that's not what a reviewer's job is for. They're not an editor. They're not here to cradle the artist and be like, you need to do this and this and this if you want your book to sell. No, they're not talking to you at all. They're talking about other readers like themselves who may or may not like this book. At the end of the day, all art is subjective, and that includes books. What one reviewer may hate about your book, another reviewer may love about it. So the best thing for you to do is not pay attention to either of them, because that is not where your source of feedback should be coming from. Like I said, at the point of no return, you should not be looking for constructive criticism from a book review. That is the final product. There's nothing you can do after that. You should have gotten constructive criticism beforehand before you published it. And if you're skipping those steps and you're going straight to book reviews, I don't know what to tell you, because that's not how things are done. That's not how any of this works. But yeah. I mean, yeah, it does feel good to, realize you got a good book review, and especially indie authors like myself, we don't really have anyone to go through the reviews for us, like an assistant or publisher or whatever, and like skim and see what's good and what they're saying is the negatives and the drawbacks, and then feed that to you. But especially if you are an indie author, you're more likely probably sensitive like I am, so do not do that. If you want constructive criticism, and I cannot stress this enough, beta readers, or get your friends and family just to read it. It does not matter. And you have to get an editor. If you're not self-editing yourself, I would suggest getting an editor. But at least self-edit yourself and proofread it yourself. There's so many authors that just finish their first draft and just hit publish, indie authors, and I don't understand it, and it drives me insane. And then you wonder why you're getting negative reviews. It's because you're charging $15-20 for a piece of crap that isn't worth like $3. You can't not put in the work and then be angry that someone is calling out your shit. I'm speaking from experience. I know this might sound cruel, but I've been in this game for a really long time, and I was one of those newbie indie authors that wanted to publish something as soon as I finished it, and I regret it. I've also looked at negative reviews, and I regret it. Do not do that to yourself. As an artist, as an author, you have to take these steps, and those steps are write, rewrite, rewrite, self-edit, proofread, then send off to an editor, and then start getting your beta readers, change it up, switch things around, take things out, add things in. Or, every reader has their own preferences. You gotta kind of sift through what's going on and where you're at with your story in order to really dig in and see what the issues are that need to be removed, taken out. That's another reason why I strongly suggest sensitivity readers, especially if you're like a cis-het white dude writing. People that are not cis-het white dudes, get one of the people that are part of the group that you're writing about and let them read it. It's not even that big of a deal. Just be like, hey, I'm writing about a transgender woman. I'm not a transgender woman. You're my only trans friend. Could you give it a read and see if it's offensive? Because I really don't want it to be. And 9 times out of 10, all my trans friends are like, yes, please let me do this for you. Because I have read so many pro-trans books that are kind of offensive and uncomfortable. And I don't want you to do that. So, it's just, you got to have friends in this business. I'm not even authors, but friends and not even readers, really. I have so many beta readers that don't even read books, that they just want to, help me and see what flows good. And it's really more easy than even I was building it up in my head when I first started. So I know it probably sounds like a lot. That's because it is a lot. But you take things one thing at a time, one step at a time, and you go from there. You can't skip these steps. And do not, never, ever, ever read your own book reviews or watch your own book reviews, because I promise you, whether they are good or bad, even if they're in between, like I've seen so many videos like authors behaving badly, of people basically going crazy and attacking book reviewers because they didn't like their book or they gave it 4 stars instead of 5, and it's just, I have mental illness too, so I try not to judge, but like, I just don't get it. I really don't. Just don't do it to yourself. Don't hurt other people. Don't hurt yourself. Be kind to yourself. Do not look up your own book reviews. If some of your friends like this send you a book review and is like, this was a great book review, blah, 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 and you know that no matter what, you're not going to like it. If it's not 5 stars, then don't bother reading it. Just don't. My favorite book reviews actually are the ones that talk about the good things and the bad things, and those are usually like 3 to 4 stars out of 5. So I'm the type of person that is happy with 3 stars or more with my older works. Now I'm trying to get, improve my craft, but a lot of people get stark raving mad if it's not 5 stars. Even if they talk about how good it was, they just had one little teensy problem in it that was like a preference for them, they go crazy. And I've seen so many videos of these and YouTube copy pastas of authors just going insane on these book reviewers, and it honestly kind of scares me. Not just that people in my community, my fellow writers, are snapping on innocent people, but they're also led up to doing that by hurting themselves. Like, they're the ones that sought out these book reviews and read them themselves, and I just don't get it. Like, I really don't. But all in all, please avoid reading your own book reviews. That's all I'm going to say. They are for readers. They are not for writers. If you need beta readers, what's the word I'm looking for? Sensitivity readers, reach out. 9 times out of 10, well, I have a lot of friends, but go to Blue Sky, just seek some people out, readers that happen to be a member of the community that you're writing about, if it's a sensitivity reader. Just really search beta readers on like any platform. You'll find them. They like being beta readers. That's why they do it. I promise you. You're going to find someone that wants to help. Sometimes they charge, sometimes they don't. It all depends on the person. Honestly, I'm extremely lucky because I've surrounded myself with fellow artists and writers and painters and all kinds of everybody that likes something artistic, and we all help each other. So I always have someone wanting to help me on this stuff. But I'm lucky. I understand not many people have that kind of system around them, which sucks. But that doesn't mean you can't cultivate one. You can absolutely cultivate a garden of artists, friends that you help with their stuff and they help with you stuff. It's it's probably the best adult friendships there is, in my opinion. But I'm diverging again, as I usually do. And final thoughts. Repeatedly, do not read your own book reviews. It's not going to end well. I promise you. Bye.